Hi YouTube, it's me, the Shy Pianist, or you may know me as Donald of Zephyr Wargames, bring you my 60-second deck. As you can tell from the title, and as what you're seeing now, this is Dragonmaids. As for a lot of you who are now seeing this format, will instantly recognize that I'm actually not my usual format. This is because I've been requested by Dale to make this video for you guys that I take on or present a deck profile which I would be suitable or I would be comfortable using in this Sunday's regionals in Southampton, and so this deck profile is going to be catered to be more competitive side, as well as using actual small sleeves for the event. There are I will admit there are a few proxies, but then that's because I couldn't grab hold of cards, or they're cards that are just expensive. But if I was be able to, I would borrow those from the other guys who are attending. But yeah, let's get straight into it, into the deck profile. I've also made a side deck so that you gotta keep in mind that this is how I'll be utilizing it with the side deck and everything with it. And so this build of mine, if I was going to be playing it, is sort of a blind second deck build. So with that in mind, let's get straight into it. So starting straight off, we are playing Triple Parlor Dragonmaid, or as I like to call Tolu. Obviously the inspiration comes from her. Parlor is the one that if you normal or special summon her, she sends one Dragonmaid card from your deck to graveyard. And she, start of battle phase, you bounce her to your hand to then special summon a level 8 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. And you're going to use each effect once per turn. Next, we have Triple Kitchen Dragonmaid. I only managed to pull the one, but Dale did. I think at the time that this video goes out, you had seen the box opening. He did pull 3. So yeah. Kitchen Dragonmaid, or as I like to call Lokua. She is, when she is normal or special summoned, you add a Dragonmaid monster from your deck to hand, except herself, then you send a Dragonmaid monster from your hand to the graveyard. She is also at the start of battle phase, you return her to your hand, and then special summon a level 8 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. Next, we are playing Triple Nurse Dragonmaid, or as I like to call her as so Kana, for the most one that would represent her. So Nurse is on normal or special summon. You can target a level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster in your graveyard and accept herself and special summon it. At the start of the battle phase, you return her to your hand, and then you special summon the level 7 Dragonmaid monsters from your hand or grave. And last but not least, I am playing Triple Laundry Dragonmaid, or I like to call her as Elma. So she is, when she is normal or special summoned, you send the top 3 cards of your deck to graveyard. And then start of battle phase, you special summon the a level 7 from your hand or grave. Now, I just want to explain the choice of the fact that I am playing triple of every, the lower ones, simply because a lot of the time when you're opening up your hands, you do need to see a lower Dragonmaid monster. Simply because they start your plays, but if you open up with any of the higher ones, you can't really do anything more times than enough. So that is why I do heavily recommend to play at least play all of these 3 each, unless we get a spell that can add a Dragonmaid, a level 4 lower Dragonmaid monster, or any generic card that can allow us to add a level 4 lower dragon. But it seems more likely to be able to add the level level 4 lower Dragonmaid than a generic dragon. So that's my reason on those. On to the higher levels. So I play 2 Dragonmaid Lopra. So Lopra can't be destroyed by card effects while you control a fusion monster. All the higher level ones will have that effect, and Lopra's effect is that you discard this card and then target one face-up monster on the field. Players cannot activate that target's effects on the field this turn. And then at the end of the battle phase, you return this to your hand to then special summon a level 3 Dragonmaid monster from your hand. Next, I have 2 Dragonmaid Tinkheck. Same as the can't be destroyed by card effect, so you control fusion monster. But her effect is that quick effect, you discard this card and target one Dragonmaid monster you control. It gains 2000 attack until the end of the turn. And then end of battle phase, you return her to your hand to special summon a level 3 Dragonmaid monster from your hand. Next, we play triple Dragonmaid Ernest. She is the one that you, the only one high level Dragonmaid that you want to play 3 of, because her effect is during a quick effect you can discard this card and then special summon one level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand. And at the end of battle phase, you return it to hand to then special summon a level 2 Dragonmaid monster from your hand. So it's really nice to use this during your opponent's turn, obviously, and then trigger any of the lower level one that you summoned, and then you just can get pluses from that. And last but not least, I only played the one YUGIOH. Her effect is you discard this card and target one monster in either graveyard, shuffle into the deck. And then in the battle phase, you return it to hand to then special on level 2. Now, my only issue with this is that, yes, it's not a quick effect, because could you imagine on the interaction that if it was during either player's turn, to be able to interact during your, using this during against your salad play, they send like the gazelle or whatever, or even spinny to grave, chain this to then shuffle back in, or even the Orcus, harp, just on since on resolution send it to grave then shuffle back in. It's a bit of a shame to say that it isn't a quick effect, so I'm only playing the one as a result. For the rest of the monsters, we are playing at least some form of hand trap, so we are playing triple Ash. Ash is probably the most versatile or one to be playing, because of the amount of summons that some from deck or adding or whatever. It's just too good to not have. Onto the spells, we are playing triple Dragonmaid Hospitality. This is a must-have at 3 to be able to special summon a Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graven into defense, but then giving you the additional option to then send a Dragonmaid monster with the same attribute but a different level. It's too good to pass up on, as well as the fact that this can open up as a combo starter, and just go off with whatever else is in your hand. Next, I am playing 2 Dragonmaid Changeover. Now, reason for this, I was initially considering playing just the one, because you would send it with Parlor, add it back to your hand, and go from there. But more times than enough that you do want to at least open one, and then at least have a lower level on the field, and then to play this and fuse 2 from your hand, so you get the fusion on board while you control a low level. This is so that you can at least get the standby effect during your of House Dragonmaid to then swarm the board, or trigger more effects, and then give you more access to bounce back to hand, and in turn destroy your opponent's monsters. But just at least because if you're going second, you want to have the fusion, you want to summon the level, and then you still have the battle phase, so you bounce back to hand, summon the big levels, and then trigger House Dragonmaid to then destroy your opponent's monsters. So that's the reason why on that. For the rest of the spells, pretty much generic. We are playing triple Call by Grave. Ash is very detrimental against the deck, considering that Parlor and your Hospitality are kind of like your combo players, and yes, Kitchen as well, because you do need to make sure those effects do go through as well, so that's why. Double Twin Twister, because the deck itself, the Dragonmaids don't have any back row destruction, so gotta have at least some form of back row destruction. Maybe even play instead of Cosmo Cyclone, or even bump up the ratios on the back row destruction if you feel like the format has come to that as a point. But yeah, I feel 2 Twin Twisters at least is a must-have in the deck. I played the 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Dragon Shrine. Now, I initially was considering playing 2 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial, but 9 times out of 10, these cards are extenders. They are not combo starters, because the only purpose is to send the higher level Dragonmaid monsters to then, when you have the lower ones, to then special summon back out from the grave. That's all they do. So opening up multiple copies is not as great as you might think it is for the deck effectively. Last but not least, for the spells, will be playing 2 Pot of Extravagance. First and foremost, Dragonmaids don't really need to rely on the extra deck except for their 1 fusion boss monster. Secondly, I'm only playing 2 because if you play 3, yes, you can argue, you might end up playing all 3, or you want to see it as more than often. But I feel that the fact that if you do run the 3, you play 2, you draw your 3rd one, you don't exactly want to be playing your 3rd one, because if you are still left with a House Dragonmaid in your extra deck, you don't want to be using it to banish it for that 1 card. So that's my reason on playing the 2 Extravagance on that. And last but not least, for traps, we are playing triple infinite impermanence. Can't be caught by grave, can be used going first, can be set, going first or second. Just all out good to have. So yeah. On to the, I'll just go for the side deck, just so that you can make a better use or understanding of my extra. So we are obviously playing Triple Lance here. This is obviously for your Orcus matchups, and because Orcus is just a bit more generic to be seen. We are playing Triple Gamma Seal in case we do need to out some any of the negators on the board. And reason on playing Gamma Seal over Nibiru is that a lot of people, if the higher skill top players, are able to play around Nibiru. So for the higher level plays, you won't, Nibiru might end up just becoming a dead card, but it depends on the matchup. Like Nibiru can be a bit more effective, but Gamma Seal is just universally able to be used regardless of what matchup. We are playing Triple Super Poly. This is like one of my core side decks, which you will see from the extra deck. So yeah, I'm playing Triple Super Poly, regardless if you're against any Orcus, Thunder, Salaman Greats, and even for Sky Striker, simply because if they use their Widow Anchors or their Shark Cannons to take your Dragonmaids, play this, fusion summon your Dragonmaid and the one they've stolen, or even they've stolen 2, to make your House Dragonmaid. Another card, triple Mind Control, that is important for the side. Mind Control is just helps out just bait out a negate, or even just take those pesky cards and then just use them for whatever you need. And last but not least, we are playing Triple Evenly Match. I'm going with Triple Evenly because it is one of those cards that can outboards, assuming you've gone through the negate, or some decks that only have the 1 negate, play the Evenly Matched, and then clear the board effectively for what it's worth in that case. On to the extra deck. So yes, I am playing Triple House Dragonmaid. This is because game 1 I have the Extravagance in, and you play it, you do want to make sure you do make sure that you have to have at least 1 in the deck so you can make use of Dragonmaid changeover. So that's why. I probably should have explained House Dragonmaid actually. So her effect is, once per turn during the standby phase, you can target one other Dragonmaid monster you control. Special summon 1 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, whose level is 1 level higher or 1 level lower than it. Sorry, his level is 1 higher or 1 lower than it. Second effect is when a face-up dragon monster or monsters you control is returned to the hand, except during the damage step, you can target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. I probably should clarify that her effect works on the fact that if you were to have multiple dragon maids on your field, you start a battle phase, you bounce one to hand, special summon the high level, and then you trigger House Dragonmaid to pop one, and then you trigger the second one, bounce the hand, special summon, and then you trigger House Dragonmaid again to pop another. So be sure to do it in this sequence. This is how it works, just for any clarifications. So just so that you don't go chaining one Dragonmaid, chaining two Dragonmaid, bounce back to hand, special, and then pop two. You do it in sequence one and then the other. So you bounce one, then pop, bounce another, pop. Just for any clarification on that part. Okay, on to fusions, because we are super poly targets. I have the one Mud Dragon, the one Draco Superior. So this is Mud Dragons for just generally rogue-ish decks, for the most part. Draco Superiors for the Thunder Dragon matchup. I play 2 Starving Venom Fusion, simply because for the Orcus, but most of the time, you fusion summon one, and then if they don't make a Titan, or actually if they decide to just make the one fusion, I mean, yeah, you can go into Draco Superior again, but if they just keep, like if they have 2 Colossus and one the Titan, you make the Draco Superior first, and then you make a second Star Venom, but then might be some cases where you want to make one and then into the other as well. Oh, so there we go. For one Violet Chimera, so this is obviously for the Salaman great matchup. The one Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, this is for pendulums, on the fact that if they make the Odd Eyes and they have Cerberus, Master Magician, and Appaloosa. So the way you would do this is fuse the Jackal King and Odd Eyes to summon your own Odd Eyes. Use the effect to target Appaloosa, which will then force the negate, and then you can just battle phase attack over the Appaloosa, and then all you're dealing with is just the one Master Magician. For XYZs, I played the one Dingirsu, so here's where like mind control can be very effective to use on. Against Orcus, if you are able to bait out the Crescendo, playing the mind control, steal their Galatea or Longirsu, and then just make your own Dingirsu on top, and then just non-target send one of their cards to the graveyard. For links, so more also, well, going in tandem with the mind control, playing the one Hayate. This is for obviously Sky Striker. Mind control their one monster on the board, assuming that if they've already used the Eagle Booster, or they don't have the Eagle Booster, and then just link off into your own Sky Striker Ace and not proc Ray. And then other generic links, play the one Heretic Seal. So obviously if you're unable to effectively get a disruption on your board, making Heretic Seal is an option on that part as well. Generic links, Lambda, just in case you need to just get rid of tokens or anything, just in your extra monster zone. And the one Phoenix for more back row destruction, and the one Unicorn, simply because if you do use the mind control a lot, or you take a link to or whatever, it gives you access to at least link into something that's be useful to you. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of a bit more competitive. I'm sure a lot of you guys who are watching would enjoy this sort of thing, but I'm more of the casual side, as you can probably tell from the amount of decks I have. But yeah, it wouldn't hurt them once in a while to just show you guys a sort of more competitive, viable build to be played for the regionals. So thank you again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, YUGIOH.